kept from you? An account with it you knew how to access could get you out of debt, or more. There is such an account and every human being has one. It's called a Treasury Direct Account or TDA. We know what you're thinking, this is a scam. No, we are not scamming you or pulling your chain. The following information is verifiable on the Federal Reserve's own website. We will provide links in the description. So then, a brief description of what these Treasury Direct Accounts, TDA, are. They are repositories of property being held in trust for you. A factualized trust, self-secured, created on the day of birth for each
I that's why I had you called,
the
boy.
ones that are being accessed right now are called US Treasury Direct Accounts.
Fuck him.
There
My
are so
motherfucking
many
name on it,
accounts
my
all
motherfucking
around the
money.
planet with your name on it.
If my name on it, it's my motherfucking money. And I'm about to transfer it to my motherfucking card. Put me in jail, bitch. My motherfucking name on it, my motherfucking money. Shit. And it's dealing with the social security card too? Shit. Think I ain't about to be able to transfer that shit to my card? And then I don't use that card either? Shit, y'all get the money off, ain't got any money on it.
Sign this and never come back. The bankers would laugh because there would be billions of dollars left behind.
After you die!
Would never know about their billions. Everything on the planet was put into one big trust. This is all the property held in the trust.
Well, that's what I want. That's why I want to learn how to read. So I can live up there and do what y'all do, man. So I can live up there and be able to hack into this shit and reveal the fucking truth about the bullshit that's going on with these fucking...
Version of value on the planet being held in one large trust. Everything got moved out of the trust and into each and everyone's own factualized trust, which was PR existing to the actual large trust the PTW used to hold everything in. They are actually called factualized trusts. They are factualized, created on the day of bearer. They are yours. You just did not know it. The PTW have been using them all of this time. Now they cannot. Actually, they have not been able to use since the OPPT closed the one big trust. For those who want to refresh your memory or look into the OPPT, for the first we suggest you go research. These Treasury Direct Accounts are tied to your Social Security account, your factualized trust account. The Social Security card is basically an ATM card, your ATM card, without the magnetic strip. Expect it is connected to an unlimited account. Smile. The word picture I would paint to describe the amount of money in your Treasury Direct account is to think of it as a non-depletion account. Example, you draw out $500,000, and if you checked the balance it would be $500,000. So, it's time you start accessing what's yours. What the elite bankers don't want you to know about. This video will most likely be pulled and we are running the risk of having this channel shut down, so we suggest you download it. Again, this is your money. It has your name on it, it's accessed with your social security number.
You put it up
so now we will begin the process of showing you how to access your money. 1. Get your social security card. 2. Look on the back for red letter and number or black letter and none. Mine was red. The red or black letter is what you want in the US. May be different internationally. The letter corresponds to the district branch for the Federal Reserve Branch, FRB. Your TDA is linked through. Look up branch on the charts here. 3. Three.
numbers down for y'all people. I see 866. 866. Man, I'm online, dog. They revealing all this shit about all that money we got in trust funds that these motherfuckers took out for us on our Social Security names as kids. I mean, at birth. I'm about to get there and see if they look. One dude called up the Federal Reserve and asked them about it, and the dude hung up on him. And I'm like, shit, this shit wouldn't be on here. This stuff didn't have something. Cause I mean, it's all over the internet, dog. I'm about to see something about this here. Shit. Broke to the nigga is right now too.
Letter is what you want in the US. May be different internationally. The letter corresponds to the district branch for the Federal Reserve Branch, FRB. Your TDA is linked through.
See, I got 2 credit cards. I can send the money today.
3.
Cause if it's on this Social Security card, it's my name on this bitch. That's my shit then. 866-3234-5681. That's the number.
3. Find the section that corresponds to your letter. Go to this site www.usebanklocations.com web link. You can either type in the routing number or the bank name or FRB and the main city. It will look something like this when you click on the routing number that gets returned in a broader search. This is an example of a FRB routing number screen. Notice the first highlight with the T. This should say that ACH it is a valid routing number for setting up a funds transfer. Like when you link an outside bank account to an existing bank account of yours to transfer money back and forth, etc. Or if you go to an LifE utility and want to pay your bill using a bank account of yours as the funding source. If it does not say that, then you will need to suss out a different routing number for your letter region. Notice the second highlight with a W. If you want to wire funds to pay for something, like a car, real estate, or anything else that you would wire funds to, the routing number you have selected needs to provide this information. Notice it's different than the ACH. This is the additional information you will need to supply.
And they ain't saying it's against the law, they just tell you don't do it. You hear me, Dave? They're not saying it's against the law to go out for this money, they just tell you don't do it. I'm like, it's it, the shit don't happen, but if it do happen, my name on this Social Security card and the number on the back of it is my motherfucking number. And that's the route number to this fucking bank.
When filling the routing number, some forms cap you at 9 digits. If you have too many, drop the 0 from the end of the routing number. 6. You would select checking from the drop-down menu. When entering information about the account, you use your name that is on your Social Security card as the account holder's name. You use the FRB branch address as the billing address. Use your phone hash as the phone. Updates to routing numbers. The capital letter refers to the district FRB and will match the letter on back of your SS card. We just successfully used 02101208 to pay my car insurance. The only time that number does not work was for my purported student loan. In that instance, I used 0210504666. The Richmond ACH routing number that worked for me for a Wells Fargo credit card. Routing number 0510503339. When I plugged it in, the bank and address autofilled. The FRB Richmond routing number 05105009 if you are not having success with 05100033. Sometimes there are branch Federal Reserves like the one in Denver. Its mother is the Federal Reserve in Kansas City. Always use the main reserve routing number, not the branch, as the main holds your accounts. Anyone having trouble accessing or being blocked in any way, ask your bank for the reason code. We recommend just using this to get out of debt. The elite is planning to use this as a carrot to dangle in front of you in order to possibly get you to agree to the implantation of RFID chips.
Wow.
giving them complete control over your buying, selling and banking business. A chip they can remotely turn off when you don't play by the rules. It's time to show them the scam is up and you want what's yours. That you are not a slave. At the same time, we need to voice our message of ending the Federal Reserve System and getting the government and the government alone to print and issue into circulation interest-free currency backed by precious metals, etc., thus circumventing the Federal Reserve issuing currency to our government at interest and thus enslaving all people. We can change the world. We are the real revolution. We are anonymous.
Cool, boy.
We are legal.
Alright, man, that's awesome.
We can
That was
forget,
gangster.
but we will never forget.
Oh, I can't wait, boy.
Expect us.
That'll be a reason why I can't say it. Somebody see how you do it. Freedom, freedom,
George.
This bad boy had 1,000,000 hits.
Marvin.
1,000,000 hits. 1,200,000.
Alright, I just had a general question about me being a holder of a Social Security card. Could you address any questions based on that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm authorized to use the card, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and Social Security is the entity that grants you the authorization to use the card?
Yes.
Okay. So this makes me aware, as I have been aware for quite some time now, that it's unusual for me to realize there's an agency that results as a result of me being a holder of the card and using the card. So I'm aware of the agency, and I just wanted to speak concerning that to maybe have an effect of where it would be reflected on the record that I'm acting as an agent in regards to the use of that card and the information appearing on the card. That information derives from a birth certificate, as all the questions you asked me appears on the birth certificate. And so it's been expressed to me by the Trinidad and Tobago Embassy that document, the birth certificate, is not personal identification. It's not information. The information on that document does not personally identify the person who is authorized to use that document.
Yes, it is.
Excuse me?
Yes, it is.
The information appearing on the document?
On the birth certificate?
Yes, that person is authorized to use that information. The holder of the birth certificate is authorized to use the birth certificate.
For certain truth.
For whatever it's legally can be used for.
Yes.
That person's use of that document is authorized.
Yes.
So that's an agency again. That's the primary agency.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. Right. And so I'm aware of the agency that exists in relationship between me as a man and the information that appears on these documents. This is legal information. And that my use of any information, such as a Social Security number, in conjunction with the name appearing thereon, will be used only within the bounds of that agency. Meaning I will be operating as one that is authorized to use the information appearing on the Social Security card. And nothing more. my understanding is that people that I know, my parents, my friends, my family, they hold the same document that I'm holding. They have a Social Security card, but they operate in a way where they assume liability, in that they create debts. They work for the money. Usually, to gain employment, a Social Security number must be disclosed.
Yes.
And for the purposes of reporting to the Social Security Administration and the IRS.
Right.
I've spoken.
Number, not under a name, under a number.
Right. So I've spoken to the IRS with the same conversation I'm having with you now, concerning the use of this name in the public. So when I use the name with that number, there are certain liabilities that are created that will be reported under the information on that name. But now, unlike most people, I do not want to work for money. I want to work for free. And this is a spiritual conviction and a religious conviction and a duty that I'm bound to, that I should live a life of charity and give it my all, give everything of me, give everything of myself freely, and basically give it as a gift, not from me, but from my Maker. So I don't want to work for the money, but however, employers require a Social Security number and the name. Basically, they require the information that appears on the Social Security card. So being that the employers require this information, I'm authorized to use that information to give the employer for the purposes of the employer. But it's not within my interest to draw or create any debts with that information, because I'm giving the information to an employer. It's not to say I want to create debts in this name. The employer creates the debt because they are required by law to issue a paycheck. But because I don't want to accept the paycheck, I want to work for free. I want to find out if there's a way I can arrange where if there's any funds paid to that name, that it could be either deposited directly with Social Security, because I've already established an account for pay.gov to have 100% net pay deposited to the Bureau of Public Debt to pay down on the national debt. So this is what I've arranged in order for me not to, just have the funds sitting there. I'll return the funds back to the federal government to pay down on the national debt. So I'm not claiming that I'm taking money through that name or creating liabilities through that name, because I'm just authorized to use the name. I'm like an agent, and an agent is not responsible for his actions unless he acts outside of his capacity as an agent. Therefore, the acts of the agent are done on behalf of the principal. Now, if you're telling me that Social Security is the principal, or the federal government is the principal because they have granted the authority and authorized me to use this information, and if there's any debts or liabilities created in this name,
Under the Social Security number.
right, then I do not volunteer. Basically, I'm not volunteering to assume the responsibility of any liabilities or debts created in that name. That's all I'm saying. So, say that again.
It's only under identification debt. You have an ID debt.
No, I don't understand.
If someone has stored your identification.
Right.
That's the only way you won't be responsible.
No, I'm saying I'm not volunteering to take the responsibility for something that I'm authorized to use, because I'm just the agent, and under the law of agency, the principal is liable for the acts of the agent.
Okay, but how can I help you, Mr. Jones?
I just want to have that reflected on my account as opposed to the majority of other people's accounts, that they are not acting as an agent in respect to the use of that card and the information appearing thereon. I am acting as an agent and signing as an agent in conjunction with the use of the information appearing on their Social Security card. So I'm not claiming that the card is mine, because on the back of the card it said it belongs to the Social Security Administration, so it doesn't belong to me. I'm holding property as a trustee, and I will act as a trustee. I will not act as if, this is my document here, because I can get in trouble if I just do anything I feel I can do. So I know it's not my thing, so I have to act responsibly using a Social Security card, giving Social Security information, which is a number to people, but I'm doing it with my rights reserved and not breaching any fiduciary duty or any duty as a trustee under that authorization to use that card. So when I sign, based on my actions of using the card, I signed as authorized. That my signature is now an authorized signature. Most people, they just put a signature. I'm stating on the signature line that it's an authorized signature. I spoke to the bank on the personal checks. On personal checks, the signature is an authorized signature on the personal checks. But most people are not aware of this. The account holder's name appears on the check on the upper left-hand corner. But when the check is signed, it's signed by someone that is authorized to sign the check, because it's not a line, it's microprint. And it states authorized signature, authorized signature, authorized signature, over and over. So most people are unaware that what they're signing is upon an authorized signature line for the account holder. And so that's another evidence of an agent capacity, an agency created there. But because of people's ignorance of this, or they're not aware, they act and they sign outside of their capacity as agent, and therefore legally become liable. Because once the agent acts outside of his capacity as an agent, he bears the liability, not the principal. But as long as he stays within his agency, the principal bears the liabilities. So this is the point that I'm making, that my use of the Social Security card for quite some time now, and even now, and I will say, God willing, until the day I die, will be appropriate use of that card, which is I will be using it within the agency under which I'm granted the authority to use that card. Or volunteering to assume any liabilities as a result of my use of the card, my legal use of the card within the agency of my use of the card. And so, if there's a way that Social Security can maybe take note of that, or make some sort of arrangement where, because like I said, I don't work for money. I don't have money, liabilities in that name. I don't want money. The gas company wants money. The the merchants and the vendors, they want money. Is the only entity that prints money or has money issued through the Federal Reserve. But any debts or liabilities created under the Social Security number I'm given, I can't pay the liabilities. So how is Social Security going to take care of that situation where that I have not volunteered to assume to be responsible? No, I don't. Why would I want to do that?
I just want to protect your Social Security number.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm just, making it known that I'm not volunteering.
You're applying for anything?
No, I'm calling to have it reflected on my record that I'm not volunteering to assume any liabilities for that name.
Is your name correct?
Well, it was issued to me, right?
Yes.
So the issuer of a thing is the owner of that thing.
Nah.
The name in the Social Security number? That's the name that appears on your
No, it was issued to my mom and my dad,
right,
dog.
Those documents, I'm holding those documents in
It was
trust.
issued to my mom and my dad, dog. That's how y'all got my mom and my dad, dog.
Documents belong to the agencies.
That's how y'all got my mom and my dad. Y'all got my mom and my dad to sign some bullshit that y'all knew what they were signing, but they
It
didn't.
says it belongs to the Social Security Administration.
If the card is lost, the card is to be returned back to us.
It says that
The
before.
card is returned back. And that's the Security number belongs to you. That's your identification to say that is you.
Well, the Social
The card
Security.
is issued out. The back of the card states the card is lost. For them to return it back to the Social Security office. That's only if the card is lost. The card, not the number. The card. It's on every card.
Right. So when it says this card belongs to the Social Security Administration, you're saying that's only in the circumstance, only if it's lost. But if it's in the hands of somebody, it doesn't belong to the federal government. That's not a federal government document. Is that government a personal document?
Wow.
What type of document is it? Is it a government?
It's a legal document stating that it is you. That's your identification.
And is that information registered? Is that document registered? Now, who did the registration? Is the person that holding
Applied
it?
for the Social Security card.
Excuse me?
When you apply for the card.
He didn't apply for it.
Who did the registration? The government did the registration. Right?
Yep.
I don't remember doing the registration.
Right. Me neither. No, I didn't.
There was an application, which means a begging and a pleading, and a submission. Through submission, property, and total ownership of the property.
Yep, my mom and my dad, y'all snookered them.
Because it's legal. This is legal things we're talking about. This is legal. This is legal jargon I'm talking because this is a legal document. Right, but it's a legal document.
Yes, it is.
So that's why I have to speak in legal terms concerning. If the Social Security Administration and the federal government is not claiming that document is a government-issued document.
It is a government-issued document. The government-issued document. You are the owner of that Social Security number and that name.
The issuer is the owner. In law, an issuer of a document is. Okay, is there any information in my account that states that I claimed ownership of the document?
When you applied for it.
I signed under a statement that said I claim ownership of this document. I'm held responsible by who?
By the federal government.
So they're the owners.
Nah.
So how could I be held responsible?
Thank you.
That has no business in what I'm using. All right. So somebody gave me something and authorized me to use that thing.
Yep.
So if I'm authorized to do a thing, no, if I'm authorized, it's not mine. Because I'm not the authority. I'm not. I would know the number and the name, but I'm not claiming it's mine. It's say that something is mine. If I don't want it to be mine,
It's not
nobody
mine.
can say it's mine.
It's not
if
mine.
I'm saying that I have something, and I'm saying it's not mine,
It's not yours. It's not
nobody
yours.
by law can force me to
Just
say
say that's yours.
because I'm just it's either
I'm just using it. See, boy, they use some reverse psychology on your fucking mind on the shit that you know when you don't know nothing, when you was taught to be fucking stupid. We was always taught to be fucking stupid ass sheeple to these motherfucking people that's taking our accounts on our motherfucking name at date of birth. That's why I keep telling y'all motherfuckers that it ain't your motherfucking birthday. It's your mama motherfucking birthday. She had to give you her birthday because you wasn't born to you. That was a constellation prize that your mama did for you because you wasn't born to you. You was born to the United States of America called for fucking racing ass fucking product. This is prime motherfucking example right here.
agency.
I don't know where you're going with this.
I'm basically saying I'm not assuming any liabilities under that name.
Who name is it? Is it your name?
The name that was, it's not the name that was given to him.
You're an alien?
Not an alien. It's just I'm not obligated to have a name. I'm just a
Right.
person that doesn't have a
Yeah,
name.
man, because his mama and his daddy gave him a name. This is where his mama and his daddy took the social security card and the birth certificate for him from you. I can understand this shit and I can't read or fucking write, you bitches.
And that's a name that appears on this legal document.
I can understand and overstand this shit. Boy, this is some fucked up bullshit for real though. You go anonymous. You did expose them bitches on this. You exposed the fuck out of them on
There's
this.
no law that says that.
That's the name that's given to you.
There's no law that says that.
By law, this is your name. By your
What law? What's the name of the law? Vital Statistics
That's
Act?
the birth. That's the name that's given to you by your birth.
Where the Vital Statistics Act it says that? What law says that?
This is yours. You got to hit this phone, okay?
No, you have to prove your claim. Determination to me over the phone.
This is yours.
I'm asking for verification of your claim so I can have some facts so I can act accordingly. Excuse me?
He hung up on you, dog.
See that?
He hung up on you, dog.
Can't deal with that.
No, they can't deal with the truth. They can't deal with the fucking truth. The truth is, we are waking up from this fucking delusional motherfucking truth. Wow. 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 Let's see what this lady got to say. Come on, black lady, give me something, baby.
I just got a postcard
Oh, yeah?
from you.
Yep, and I'm rebroadcasting it across my channel. So y'all want to do copyrights on that there and mute it? I say it to y'all like I always say. I love you, but I hate what I love you, but I dislike what you do because I don't hate nothing.
I'm doing this just for fun and games and entertainment purposes only. And whatever y'all see me do is because I want to. If you decide to do it, hey, that's because you want to, not because I told you to. With that being said, I know my rights, all rights reserved. Okay, so let's deal with Chrysler. So I showed y'all in my first video how to do the pay your car note because I got that from Mr. H. Dent, you know what I mean? So then I went from there. They finally kicked it back. Now this is a week and a half later, they hit me with a reversal. And not just with a reversal, they hit me with a repo. And how could they do that when it was already paid for?
Wow! Wow!
Well, not real money, you know what I mean. We paid them with greenbacks, that they call it.
Bullshit. Twice.
2 payments, and also with our secret number. And they still said repo. How are they going to repo? Who's really being scammed? Now listen to what these two people have to say when we call and ask them what are they going to do.
I actually have management looking at it right now to try to figure out what's going on this. So what do you know about this as far as what's going on it? Have you had contact with Whitney?
That's my wife.
That's your wife. Okay. And he's looking, I have somebody looking into it to find out why it's out for repossession right now. And you didn't know it was out for repossession. Is that right?
That's right. It shouldn't be at no repossession.
Yeah, it usually wouldn't be at 52 days. That's why he's looking into it. Because it said something. Was it impounded any time recently?
Never.
Never. Okay, so this is something just... Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to get it straightened out. That's why I'm getting supervisors involved. Because I don't want to just leave you hanging. I want us to be able to make it right for you.
All I can say, people, is look at me. I haven't been to the hospital in 2.5 years. 2.5 years. Look at me. I'm smiling with you right now, but I'm in so much motherfucking pain. It's ridiculous, but it's all because my doctor took my pain medication away from me because I started asking questions about a new pain medication that he was trying to give me. This is all bullshit. I haven't been to the hospital in 2.5 years because I took control of my motherfucking life from them stanky ass doctors and they lying bullshit. I was on like 8 different fucking medications. Now I'm only on 2 and they can't deal with that shit. So they telling me in order for me to get my pain medication back, I gotta live there and take all the rest of the medication too. This is bullshit. I take marijuana for the other other medications, but as far as pain concerned, fucking marijuana can't do nothing with no motherfucking broke back and a neuron that's sparking in my motherfucking legs that I can't control because I can't walk, but they trying to walk.
Now check what she say when she get back on the phone. If there was no secret account, she wouldn't say this. You feel me? She would not say this.
Why?
Okay, so the last 2 payments were reversed that went through your trust fund. One was for $465, one was for $1,550. For whatever reason, they weren't honored, so you'd have to contact how you handle your trust fund or however that was done.
Wow.
Credited. And that's why they put it out for repo. So, if you'd like, you can make a payment of at least $488.37.
And that boy got his receipts too. He got his receipts.
Woo! And I can close the repo. And then you need to work with them and find out what's going on with them.
He got his receipts too.
As far as why they didn't go.
Woo!
Okay, no problem. I'll go to a Western Union or the MoneyGram and I'll send it through.
Do you want the information for MoneyGram?
No, he don't need it.
How about? All right. What's the information first?
Okay. Receipt code is 1192.
That boy, you own it, bro.
11.
You own it, bro. And I'm with you too.
In Texas?
It would be here. It would be in this state.
So you just go into any like Walmart, CVS, Google it. You'll find places everywhere. You'll probably have one right on the street. Let them know you want to pay your car note, Chrysler Capital, and give them that information. And then if you pay at least one payment, we can close the repo and then I would like you to call back on Monday and follow up with the department handling this because I want to make sure that you get everything straightened out on it so it doesn't go back out.
Wow. We got accounts in our name that was putting in as kids with amount of money that's motherfucking ridiculous.
Yeah, because how did they say that it was in, how come they said they already had it in repo inside of a lot? No, why did they say they already had it picked up when it wasn't picked up?
They didn't say it was picked up. They said it had one supervisor had looked at it. She wasn't sure what the notes meant. She thought it had been impounded, not picked up by. Sometimes a car when you get pulled over and the police will impound it. She thought it had been impounded, but you said you still have the car, so it hasn't been. So that's not the case. This is a special case because people don't usually pay the way you did, and I don't. I've taken it to 2 supervisors, and they're asking that you call back on Monday to follow up. But because it's out for repo, the only way to close it is with a payment. But then I would still like you to call Monday, talk to the department that will give you information, and they can give you exactly what's going on and why it was put out for repo.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
I'm sorry for all the pain, for all the all the confusion. But
oh no, there's no confusion. There's no problems. Yeah, it's not your fault. You don't know what's going on. It's not your fault. It's not.
I really do. And I do know though that I can close a repo. I do know that. So you call back with that information and we'll get it closed for you. Okay?
All right. Thank you. And what's your name?
Hey, my name is Sherry, and it's in the note. Sherry Cooper.
All right. Thank you, Sherry Cooper.
Thanks, Melvin. Have a good day.
All right. Bye.
Wow.
And now, this
Wow.
is after the payment is made at MoneyGram, confirmation number, gave it to them, and now this is what they have to say. Scam number 2. This is how they scammed my wife.
My name is Aaron, and last name is Guerrero.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and how can I help you today?
I was just calling because my husband had informed me earlier that he had spoke to one of your employees, and she had let us know that my car was on repo status, and that if we made our payment of the $48.36, it would be closed and we would be okay. So I'm letting you know because I've been reporting on calls, so you are recorded with this. But I'm having a problem because your CSR just now told me that it closes on your guys' end, but it won't close through the repo company until Monday. I currently happen to work for a repo company, and we deal with the company that my account is with, and I do know that they can close those on the weekend. There's after hours. As far as your CSR, Sherry Cooper is who we spoke to. She said we would not have to worry about our car being repoed over the weekend. But the one that I just spoke to said that it's still open with them, so I am still liable to get repoed over the weekend. I'm not comfortable with that because I did just make a payment, and she told us that we would not have to worry about it once the payment was made.
Hold on for just a moment.
I wish I could read that for you guys, but I can't. But it is what it is. Fucking bullshit, man. We scammed all the way around the motherfucking board at the people.
Unfortunately, it is the case that even though that we close the repossession on our end, okay, because it is after hours and the next business day is Monday, there is a chance that the vehicle could be picked up between now and Monday morning. It's like if somebody made a payment at 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
But it's not after hours
Wow.
because they do have an after hours phone that I know there's actually somebody in the office till 6, and then there's an after hours phone to which they can close it from home base. So I'm just kind of wondering why you guys aren't able to call them and get my case closed, because your CSR did tell me I don't have to worry about my car being repossessed over the weekend now. So I went and made my payment, and now you guys are telling me I can still be repossessed.
Right, I apologize if you were given incorrect information. That's something that we would take into account if the vehicle were to be picked up. Okay, if we called Delmar Recovery, there would be no one who answers the phone at this time.
I don't understand because we get phone calls from them over the weekend. So I'm not understanding how that is possible. And not only does Delmar is not the only ones that call us. We talk to you guys directly at all times, and you guys send over our releases at all times. So there's no reason, or you guys, matter of fact, even if you didn't close it because of it being after hours, you guys can call and actually get my account put on hold, which means they cannot repossess it if it's on hold. So you guys could at least do me that favor and put it on hold, and then get my release done on Monday morning and close my account.
Right. So again, ma'am, it wouldn't be until Monday morning that you would be in the clear. We wouldn't recommend that you drive around in the vehicle over the weekend.
Wow.
In an area where it can be picked up. Okay.
So that was a complete scam and a lie. Because your CSR told me that I would not be out, and I know how this process works. Like I said, I work for the repo company, and I know that they call after hours at all times, and my manager does it from the comfort of her own home because of the after hours. And we don't talk to Delmar a lot. We speak to you guys the most, so I don't understand why you cannot call and put my account on hold. because my car should not be picked up. And then if my car is picked up, I should not be liable for any fees at all.
So again, Delmar Recovery, we don't even know what businesses have been contracted by Delmar to pick up the vehicle. All we have is Delmar Recovery. Okay, and unfortunately, again, even if we close the repossession on our end, there is a chance that it can be picked up over the weekend and it would be considered a legitimate repossession.
And why is it that my car is up for repossession in the first place? And how is it legitimate if you guys receive the payment? That's what I was told, so it's not legitimate though. It's actually not.
So if you made a payment at like 11 o'clock at night and it got picked up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it would be considered a valid and legitimate repossession.
It's not, because that's before 12 a.m.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
That's before 12 a.m., so that's still considered a whole day before. So I don't understand. Because that means that your employee is now liable for this because she is the one who told me I do not have a case that is open once that payment is received. I sent that urgent, which means you guys have already received my payment.
Right, and so far I don't see it, but I'm not doubting it, but I'm just telling you that the information that George gave you is absolutely correct. Okay, if you were given incorrect information earlier by another associate, I mean, that's unfortunate.
She ran it through 2 of you supervisors earlier. So that means that none of your supervisors know what they're doing. It was so bad that they went as far as telling us that my car had been impounded. Impounding and repossession are 2 completely separate different things.
Oh, that's some bullshit. They got some more bullshit going on than a little bullshit. A lot of bullshit is going on like the bullshit that's going on. And I say again, it's all because of our belief system and the bullshit that was created for us to believe in.
This right here is just for fun and games and entertainment purposes only. Informational things. Now, whatever y'all hear and see me do, like I said in my other video.
Scam alert. Do not use Federal Reserve routing numbers to pay bills. Could face late fees, other charges. Do not use Federal Reserve routing account numbers. What does that mean by routing account? Is there such thing as a routing account? Or is it just a routing number? Important to pay attention to.
Wow, they got cool shit on here about this, man. Shit ain't gonna be no bullshit. I'm about to hear what this nigga got to say. Black cone.
Please understand every individual circumstance or situation may be different. It's up to every individual competent person to please do his or her own homework and research regarding this matter being discussed. This information is not to be construed as legal advice. You need to seek a professional lawyer, certified public accountant, consultant, psychiatrist, or whomever. Please do so at your own leisure. Resources are not liable for any issues of this information. These are simply my thoughts and views and opinions on the topic. With that being said, I reserve all my rights. Now, let's get started. I wanted the topic of this video to be an update about the Pastor Tony King seminar. Many of you all out there might not be familiar with some of my close friends and people that attended the event that follow my YouTube channel. I wanted to kind of give my prognosis and update. I studied the redemption movement some years ago, and to make a long story short, around the year 2009, there was a man by the name that went by the name of Pastor Tony King, but that wasn't one of the only names he went by. I can kind of get to that later. My cousin told me about this guy that he was supposed to unite people within the sovereign patriot redemption movement together. He was going to bring us into the BTC, that stands for the Depository Trust Corporation of New York, because your birth certificate is traded on a certain 750 stock market. It's a registered securities instrument. That's why it's placed on bond paper. I won't go into that right now. You guys can leave feedback in the comment section. I probably have to save that for a whole other video. Some of my previous videos, of course, I gave a mention in my other video, but this video might be uploaded first, so I did have to remove a portion of a lot of my videos. I actually did it voluntarily because I had my work uniform on, and I just didn't want to cause a conflict with my personal views dealing with my job. And I let them know that you understand I do give a disclaimer, so my views and opinions don't represent the company that I work for or any other companies, and my disclaimer covers all of that. But I do want to go over that I had to get some assistance from some people to find out, was this actually real? In one of the videos, I'm going to probably do a screencast, and there wasn't a lot of information, but I had a friend of mine some years ago, I won't reveal his name or who he is, actually assisted me in trying to find out, was this event that I attended, was this actually real? He worked as a contractor for the Department of Interior some years ago, and has some background in certain surveillance and tactical type skills and things of that sort. And I also consulted with some other people because this event, what I'm going to go into, did not go very well down the line. But what it was, we were being taught by very illegal people who they were showing us different secrets dealing mainly with the banking system, also with the laws. And the reason why I heard it came out, I don't know if this is true, that people within the so-called redemption movement, the less informed people were causing trouble or tying up the courts. They were unorthodox, so he was trying to bring unity together, but at the same time, I asked another friend of mine, actually my instructor that trained me in martial arts, I asked him, I said, why would they recruit us, our particular people that study the redemption movement, to reiterate, and he said that they couldn't take this information to the average citizen and the general public, because we were already open-minded, studying this high level of depth information. And I would probably have to do another video if this video goes too far above some people's heads. Some of you all out there may not be able to comprehend this level of information that I'm going over, let alone understand, or let alone even imagine that anything like this even exists. But it is very real. I have shared this information, stressed this time and time again. I wouldn't make anything like this up. That's not in my nature. That's not who I am. But I wanted to seek justice, and because we have access to social media now, YouTube and technology has enabled us with the platforms to reach out to large audiences, not just here in the United States, but also worldwide. And that's why I'm going public. I originally did not want to, but I felt it was necessary. A friend and other people actually encouraged me to. So without further ado, they held to kind of go over certain people by their hand. When we attended this event, in case you all are not aware, they had an inner circle. I took some notes that I'm going to kind of read from, where none of the higher ups at the event reached back to us. They actually shut the whole thing down and left us hanging, where we received, we had to go through like an initiation process where we had to follow all this paperwork and receive this black card right here. I'm going to hold it up. You guys see this strip on the back. I just wanted to show you, I don't know what factory this was made at, or whatever. I just wanted to show this is real, this is not fake. What you see is what you get. Without further ado, once again, many of us were not capable of cramming a lot of this high-level information down, so that's why we needed assistance. And what I didn't think was fair is that this was actually admitted by Pastor Tony King. We would have private conference calls where he would speak to the people who attended the event that paid the money for the seminars. And there was a woman there that I remember mentioned on a private call that, and she she was handicapped or paraplegic, and they helped her out. But not just her, they assisted other people within their inner circle. And I just felt that this wasn't fair to people who were sincere. And they sold this as a Christian private humanitarian program as well. So they didn't come to us with their intentions up front. What they totally wanted to do, they would drop things like a little bit at a time. For example, they wanted us to donate, I remember, to the UN organization backed by the United Nations. And many people were leery about that. They actually had to take a vote because they told us that 70% of our funds had to go towards this humanitarian program. And we were like, well, there was people out there questioning, why does a large portion of the currency that we're supposed to receive supposed to go towards these organizations? And, they held a vote, and I think that may not have gone well. Tony King mentioned he would relay the information to his boss, and I'm not sure who his boss was, but I was told by one guy at the event that he said it was President Obama. But I did ask a question some years ago on a private conference call that we had, and I was really truly trying to ask a sincere question. I wasn't trying to ruffle any feathers, because part of the goal was when we attended these retreats or these events, we had to open up certain type of accounts. I won't go into the details right now, but we were being briefed on the information that they teach the elite people, but they already know in the private sector the very elite people who are privy to this information on the inner circles. They were showing us how to do the paperwork, and when they briefed us, they said we were given orders by President Obama. So I asked on a private conference call that we had, I said, is this true, Pastor Tony King? Were we given orders by President Obama? Because there's a transparency issue that this was just dropped on us all of a sudden at the last minute, and I was just stunned and overwhelmed. And the purpose when we had to attend a retreat is when you met the requirements of opening up a certain type of account, which I said I'm not going to go into detail, maybe for another video. That's when everyone who decided to stay along the process to receive the card or whatever else and learn this high level information was part of the benefit that we were being briefed and trained on what to go over. But we weren't told that up front. It's like they just dropped this on us at the last minute. A friend of mine said that was wrong if they did do that, as he was trying to help me determine, was this actual credible event that I attended, was this a scam, was this some type of Ponzi scheme, or something like that. These are sincere questions, and I also found out he sent me an email that some people down in Tampa, Florida also contacted the FBI, so some law enforcement agencies were aware, and I want to say I was in touch with the white woman at the time. She lived in Farmington Hills, Michigan. I lost contact with her. She doesn't call me anymore. But when I tried to reach her number, the last number, she may have changed numbers. But she told me she was contacted by the Oakland County Sheriff's here in Michigan, and also somehow by some people in Ohio or Cleveland were contacted by some sheriffs as well. And the reason I know her, to make a long story short, was she was in a relationship with a guy that these private meetings I used to attend and go to, so I'm going to clear this up. We weren't in a relationship, it was just mutual. We were just relaying information back and forth. So I want to make that clear. She gave me some credible information. I appreciate Elizabeth for the information and for her assistance, what she was able to do. But, I felt like that this was just wrong, how we were just abandoned and these things went on. And one of the last things I want to mention is that I had a private contact. He didn't want to share this with me, but he was also a member who attended the event as well. He didn't want to share this with me. I had to kind of pull this out of him because I wanted credibility. He said that there was an actual U.S. Marshal that attended this event, and when he went to the second seminar, he saw that it was real, or felt that it was real at the time. But he did tell either Pastor Tony King directly. I'm not sure if he spoke to him directly, so this part I don't know. I'm unsure because it was a third-party source for land, but this source is credible. This source that relayed this information to me.
Take it on, dog.
Hey, this is Rob Ryder, Thursday, May 9th, 2013. And I've shown this before numerous times. This is my certified copy of record of birth. And, it's always fascinated me with some of the things it says on here. Like Robert Allen Britluski, right, is a child, now remained in my office, and the whole thereof, viz. And viz had a particular definition. It had to do with a finding of a jury and child, right? And then you got Britluski, Robert Allen, right, which is where the idea for the true name came up, because true name is your surname coupled with your given name and initials. And so your initials would be if you're a junior or a senior, I guess. It's your true name, it's your surname with your given name. For today, so then it shows my parents, with my mother's maiden name, are in residence of Auburn, Michigan, place of birth, or birthplace Beach, Michigan. Right, so at the bottom here, right, it's got in testimony whereof, so it's got a testimony statement on a particular day. Stephen told the county clerk. And then the deputy clerk signed, and then they put the circuit court for the county of Bay. This is the court of record. Seal, and it's nice, beautiful, gold seal. What's that got to do with anything? Well, it's going to have something to do with what I was talking to Juan earlier today about, the fictitious name, and let's see. We'll talk about this form here later, but this is the one I would do for Kent County. I'm not going to start with this one, but I just want to show you at the bottom. It's got a testimony statement. It's got the county clerk's name. It's got a place for the deputy, right? County clerk, deputy. Deputy's going to sign. There's room over here to put a big-ass gold seal. And then this would be recorded in the court of record, which would be binding on the world. So this really started, this is where it is for Florida, right? It's fictitious name registration. Now, Florida, you do it through the Secretary of State. Michigan, you do it through the county. In either case, I think it needs to go to the other, right? So there's three places this is going to be seen. It's going to be in the county, it's going to be in the state, and then Bobby found in Arizona where it looks like you can send it to the trademark division in the federal government. And then you will have trademarked your name, and it will become your, lack of a better term, your coat of arms, your memorial bearings. Nobody can use your trademark name. What we haven't done, the fictitious name exists, we haven't claimed it. And I had done a video earlier on this, and I think it was called Claim the Name, based on really the stuff we're talking about now. But what's bringing it up again, for those who didn't see the email or hear the call that I put on TalkShoe, and hell, I don't remember what my TalkShoe thing is. Sorry. I did with Juan today at, what is today? Did I say it was May 9th?
We'll go with cheese.
Before we connect you to that video that's breaking the internet, we'd like to show you how easy it is to connect with you.
Good morning, this is Angelica, Senior Service Specialist here in Arlington, Texas. How can I help you today?
Hi. The reason I'm calling today is I've been to several local Chase Bank branches, and I've been referred to several mortgage brokers and even a mortgage specialist, and I'm trying to get a house, and I told them that I would be paying by promissory note, and they keep telling me that they don't understand what a promissory note is, and the law says that a promissory note is a promise to pay a specified amount within a definite time frame, and once I sign it, that becomes legal tender according to UCC codes and the negotiable instruments. So I'm trying to figure out where would I deposit this promissory note. And because once I deposit it, you know, they deposit it on their books, and they can credit my account according to law.
Well, I think that before they even do that or you do anything, they would need to determine if what type of a mortgage account you might have. Does that make sense?
You said what type of mortgage account do I have?
Like, no, I mean, because you're saying you're trying to purchase a house, right? So have you already gone through like the first steps and obtaining like the pre-authorization and all that?
What is the pre-authorization? I mean, I see.
Where they confirm your credit history, let you know what type of account or how much money you're eligible for, etc.
No, you don't understand. I'm saying that according to Modern Money Mechanics and UCC, when I sign this promissory note, it becomes legal tender, accepted for the value, the cash value, you know? So when I'm looking at houses on Zillow Online, and they have specified house values. So if I want to get that house, you know, I could write a promissory note for the value of the house, you know, and deposit it with Chase Bank, and they can credit my account for that money so I can pay off the house in full.
Well, I mean, I see what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I definitely understand what you're saying. The only thing is that before that even happens, they need to first pre-qualify you, even if you're having to sign a promissory note, because you're basically advising them that you're promising to pay whatever amount that has been given to you, which I understand. But before that even comes into hand, they need to confirm for you first the type of, they have to run a credit history. They need to determine where you're actually eligible in reference to a mortgage.
Okay, I don't have good credit, but I have the ability to pay the house in full. Because the promissory note, when it is signed, it becomes legal tender of equal value of cash value. I
understand that, sir, but regardless of mortgage, I understand what you're saying, but regardless with mortgage, things work differently. So you have to go to a pre-authorization phase, or they determine where you stand and determine how much it can actually assist you with. It's a different ballgame.
Are you saying that based on my credit, that
on your credit history? And that's what anybody that applies for a mortgage loan.
Okay, so I apply for it, and then it says that I don't have good credit, and what does that mean?
Well, they'll let you know where you stand and determine how much money a institute can actually lend you in reference to purchasing a house.
But you don't understand is that the bank is not lending. The bank is not lending the money. I'm creating the money with my signature. Do you understand that?
I understand what you're saying, but a promissory note is just basically a form, a document stating that you're going to pay that person whatever amount that it comes out to be due at that time. I get what you're saying, don't get me wrong. But in reference to a mortgage, that works differently.
Okay.
They have other rules and regulations, and unfortunately, I'm not even the one that's supposed to be even disputing this information with you, and I'm sorry, but that's information that you would have to speak up with your loan officer.
Okay, what if it's just a promissory note just for a specified amount? It doesn't specify that it's for a home. What if I just want to write
then you would have to go out with different institutes, not Chase, because Chase doesn't do personal loans.
But a person is a fictitious entity. It's a corporation, and Chase is a corporation.
Well, that's right, but they only get working with certain type of loans, and a personal loan's not one of them, and I'm sorry.
Okay, so when I apply, how do I apply for the mortgage?
You can speak to a mortgage officer in reference to starting your information. I'm sure that like you said, you looked at houses where I'm sure you have a realtor working with you to determine if that's the best house for you or that you actually like it.
Okay,
and then they base it off of that value.
So, regardless of the fact that my credit is bad, they're going to tell me a specified value, or are they going to tell me that they can't do it?
They're going to tell you exactly what's going on in reference to what type of credit history you have and what they can do to try to assist you to try to go into a house. So basing off of that information, I have no say on what they can or can't do after that, but they will give you information on how to fix it if you really wanted to get into a house.
Yeah. Now, do you understand that by law that once this is signed, they have to accept it. They have to credit my account.
I promise you, I know it works different, Mr. Birch, when it comes to a mortgage loan, okay? So if you need further information for that, I mean, unfortunately, you can speak to a loan officer, your realtor. I'm assuming he can give you more information in reference to that, if it's specifically for a house.
Okay, but what if it's not specifically for a house? What if I just want to deposit some money into my account?
Well, and I'm sorry, if Chase is not online, then there's nothing I can honestly do about it.
You said Chase is not honoring it?
If you're not honoring it, because it sounds like you're stating that nobody's going to give you an accurate information on it, correct?
I'm stating the law that says that corporations have to abide by Uniform Commercial Code, right?
It's in reference to any type of legal contract, Mr. Burton, that you might have on hand, and it has to be suitable to what Chase is offering out in reference to a product. So it all depends on what you're wanting to do with it. It's going to make a difference, okay? So you do have to apply for any type of specific loan that you might want to, and it's based off of your credit history.
Okay. So if I have bad credit, the only thing you're going to do is raise the interest, right? And probably charge me more, right?
I can't assure you that, sir. I don't know where you stand with your credit history, so I can't say yes or no to that. I'm sorry.
Okay, can you connect me to someone that deals with the mortgages?
Sure. Bear with me one moment.
Is this person a supervisor?
I'm sorry?
Is the person that you're connecting me to, is that a supervisor or a specialist?
Well, I can ask for a supervisor in the mortgage division if it's okay with you.
Yes.
But I need to bring them over, okay? Bear with me one moment.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is Lord. I was saying my doctors are tripping out. Not my back. Daddy hasn't been in the hospital in 2.5 years. So the doctor trying to bring me back. To the hospital. But it won't happen. Daddy is doing Daddy is doing too good to go back now. When my provider come back, I'm gonna use his phone when I call him. Bullshit going on, people. We gotta stop being the sheep and stand up for what the fucking truth is. We live in some bullshit, people. Y'all.
Stash is investing made for you. You can start with as little as $5 and learn as you go.
That explain exactly that, part 1, part 2. But this time we're going to go a little more in depth, okay, about what the birth certificate is. And let me begin, something very interesting. You can definitely wipe out your any debt, whether it's judgments, lawsuits, credit card debt, child support debt, traffic tickets, anything, any violation, any charges with your birth certificate. Why is that? Okay. Let me begin with this interesting blog that my friend Yarrow has posted on Facebook to kind of give you a little background first. Okay. Registration. Okay, so what the birth certificate is, it is a registration into a corporation. Registration means you are giving away ownership over to something else. So basically what happened, your birth certificate was a bond that your parents had no idea what was going on. They ended up having to sign it under duress, meaning they had no idea. They were told, they were forced to sign it, saying it was for something, to protect, just to protect them, protect the children, and all that. What was happening is they were signing a contract with no full disclosure of what the contract is. And if you know what a real contract is between two human beings with full disclosure of the contract, which is bilateral, where two people have to be in agreement, meaning two human beings, not a human being and a corporation.
Nah.
Okay, that is not what a contract is. It is two people, two human beings coming into agreement, into the same, mutual agreement of bringing up a contract of, what they want to accomplish, okay, with two signatures by two human beings. Not a signature by a person who represents a corporation. No, it's two human beings, okay? And what the birth certificate was a contract without any full disclosure of what was really going on. And what they did was they ended up signing us off, registering us children off to the state where the state would own us. Okay, and they would create a name which was in all capital letters. Now, not all birth certificates have all capital letters. It doesn't mean anything, okay? But from what we've gathered, the bills that we receive in the mail, it has to do with the all capital name. Let's say that you get a bill and your name's always all in caps. You're like, well, why? Well, that's not how your name is really written. What they tried to do with our name is turn our name into a legal fiction, which is what a person means. If you look at the Black Law Dictionary, edition 7, a person represents a legal fiction and a corporation. In order for these corporations, such as the United States of America Corporation,
I'm just sharing the information, people. I'm just sharing the information. I don't give a lovely fuck if YouTube going to live there and put the algorithms on me. I'm fed the fuck up to the point where I can't stand the fuck up and do shit about this bullshit.
Operate in commerce with you, because a corporation cannot attack a human being, a living man or a living woman. You have to be in a contract, and which is what your parents did. They ended up signing you over to the state without knowing. Me too. I'm just as guilty. Okay. So let me go ahead and read a little background here about what the birth certificate is that Yaro brought up. It's really interesting. He got it from this article. So registration means enrollment. For example, students register to enroll in a school, which gives them certain rights and obligations. When it comes to the birth certificate, you're registering to enroll in the private federal democracy of the District of Columbia, aka the United States. You're registering to become a federal 14th Amendment U.S. citizen, which is a federal employee of the state, okay, or of the corporation. The United States Corporation was created in Washington, D.C. You know, when you launch a corporation, those of you who have a business or have started a corporation, you have to launch it out of the city that you're in. And all the laws, the bylaws, they all apply to that city and to that state. Why is it when this corporation was launched, was the United States Corporation, which is found in Dun & Bradstreet, why does it apply to all the other states? Well, we get into that later on in my e-course if you're very interested in learning about this. But this is the way you're going to be able to take your freedom back. And yes, you can wipe out all debt. And yes, with the birth certificate, you can pay for things. You can purchase things, which I'm finding out, have found out that you definitely can do utilizing something called your signature. Why? Because you're a shareholder of the corporation. This is something they never told you. Because you're registered as like a member of the corporation of the United States, shouldn't you be a shareholder?
No.
Shouldn't you be getting some money every year, which is maybe $300,000 a year?
No.
I know that the Native Americans, some of them, I think the Cherokee, they have a casino. Well, everybody, all the money's distributed among everybody, and everybody gets a check. Why aren't you getting a check? That's because you are the shareholder of the corporation of the United States Corporation, which they did not let you know about. So, moving right along here, registration means recording, enrolling, inserting in an official register. Enrollment as registration of voters, registration for school, the act of making a list, catalog, schedule, or register, particularly of an official character or making entries therein. Black's Law Dictionary, 5th edition. But I had to throw that in there. So let me tell you, since we only have about 20 minutes on this video here that I want to explain to you. Because of this scenario that happened, and because we are not aware of this, we are the United States of America, or corporation,
after chasing all these niggas down and putting them in slavery.
That the Republic was founded on, basically. The United States of America.
I should be walking out of the world because my funky ass doctor fucking me off with the funky ass medication.
Washington and all that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about later on what happened. Okay? And basically, what they've done is they created everything into corporations. They turned all the republics of the states, like the California Republic, Alabama Republic, they turned them all into corporations. Again, look at Dun & Bradstreet, Dunn and Bradstreet, for proof of that. And by doing that, they ended up privatizing everything. They privatized the courts, the creditor companies, the banks, the judges, the cops, the IRS, all of them privatized. They are operating a for-profit corporation, and they are charging you, who is considered the debtor, okay? Why? Is because the United States Corporation went bankrupt back in 1933. What happened was the Federal Reserve ended up making its way into the to Washington, D.C. and through the Treasury out, okay? And what the Treasury had at one time was Treasury notes, which is backed up by real gold, real silver. So they were holding on to our wealth. had land, okay? And this applies to not only us Americans, also the people from the United Kingdom, Canadians, all over the world. All the gold from the world has been stripped from we, the people, from all over the world by some elite few, okay? This is something that they haven't taught us in history books or in school. So basically what happened was, because we're in debt, they ended up collateralizing all of us, okay? They ended up bringing in the Federal Reserve notes, which have no backup, like the Treasury notes.
But we are the backup.
Okay.
The fucking product of the United States of America called for fucking race.
To the Constitution,
this
currency can
is
only
bullshit.
come in gold and silver. There was no such thing as a Federal Reserve note. And a Federal Reserve note is your example of what a commercial lien is on the public. Okay, with no backup, no real money, no real backup at all. It's the only backup from the Federal Reserve note is from people's hard work and toil and labor. What happened was we were collateralized on the UCC1, which is a Uniform Commercial Code, which is international. We were collateralized as agriculture. Okay?
Wow.
To take care of the debt that the United States Corporation brought us all in, and they ended up using us as cattle to take care of it. There was money that was owed, supposedly back in the 1800s or way before that. Supposedly Queen Elizabeth owed money to King George or something like that, and then the Vatican was involved in that as well. And when the United States was created, or the corporation, it has been in a lot of debt since then. They say back in 1933, but it was way beyond that, way before that, okay? So they collateralized us, and by doing that, they ended up creating the birth certificate to register all of us as basically board members of the corporation, but not letting us know that we are also beneficiaries of this corporation. That is why they need your signature. Every single time you sign a credit card or a slip. I'm sorry, like when you pay with your credit card or your debit card or whatever, or at the store. They always want your signature. Why? Because that has a lien on that. Okay? They put a lien on that signature, and they've already done that. And that signature is worth millions or billions of dollars. I mean, I don't even want to get to that. I would say limitless, because we're limitless. Why is that, you're probably asking? It's because we come from the earth. We come from the earth. And in order for this high up so-called elite family, don't really know who they are really, but you know what I'm saying, they cannot put a lien on property. It has to be movable. And we come from the earth, so therefore they slapped a lien on us, or slapped a lien on our signature. They've already done the UCC1 on us. And that is why our UCC is a little different, because it brings us up to a more peaceful status, which is a non-adverse, non-belligerent, non-combatant party, which specifies a specific lien, which is maritime lien, or if you want to do agricultural lien. But some of the people that are doing the UCC1s, they're trying to find out why it's not working for them. Well, maybe it's because the UCC is not done correctly, and there is no specification of what type of lien it is. So anyway, yes, we can use the UCC1 when brought up to a higher level to put a lien on our government franchise or the birth certificate name. We call it the government franchise because, hey, they turned it into a franchise. That's why they're able to charge you for everything. So we have a way of taking care of it, of wiping out the debt, their debt, not our debt. It's a thing called forgiving their debt. Yeah, we talk about Nasara. I'm sure you've heard about that. Waiting for Nasara to come around. We don't need to wait around for Nasara. We can wipe out their debt by forgiving it. And how you're able to forgive their debt, is by signing it with your golden signature. You're the shareholder of a corporation, right? So by signing it with your golden signature, gets rid of all debt when you become a secure creditor. And by doing that, you take back the estate or the birth certificate, which is a real estate. This is a bond. This is your estate. that they have wrongly created without your knowledge, which is a felony, which is treason, which is so much horrible things that you can think of, which is genocide, you guys. This is genocide. So what we do is we create a UCC1 to bring us up to a higher status with the protection of the Geneva and Hague, okay, Geneva Convention and Hague. And because we are putting ourselves on a not at war status, we are not at war, taking us out of the enemy of the state status, which they've enacted back in the early 30s, okay, that we are criminals of war. This is a real terrorist act that had happened back then. And it didn't just happen back in 1933. It goes all the way back to 1871, maybe even before that. But then some say it's even way to the Vatican. But I have videos explaining that. But back in 1871, what happened was our president, our last president was Abraham Lincoln. Did you know that? He was the one who knew what was going on with the bankers. After all, that's what's going on between the government and the bankers. They're pretty much at war with each other, and they've been at war since then. What happened was Abraham Lincoln knew what was happening with the American people. He tried to bring back the greenback, issuing the treasury notes that had some backup, which was our gold and silver, okay, which was our wealth. And he saw what the bankers were doing. They were bringing in their little FRN IOU notes, which is exactly what they are. FRN notes, your pounds, your Australian dollars, it's all of that. Mexican peso, they're all funny money because they are all debt notes, okay? The only way that can overcome this debt is our golden signature. But he knew this. He knew that was going on. So what he did is he put a lien on all the Americans to protect them, to protect their wealth from the bankers. Okay, and so what he did was he invoked martial law, bringing him as the commander-in-chief, which is like the CEO, not the CEO of the corporation like what Obama is, because that's what he is. He is the CEO of a corporation, which is the United States Corporation. So what Abraham Lincoln was, he went from president status to commander-in-chief status, where he had the opportunity to put a lien on all the states, or the republic, okay? And what happened was the Constitution was really in effect around that time. But when the bankers came involved, what happened? He got murdered. So therefore, he was only putting it on in martial law only for a little bit until the bankers gave up and left, and then brought everything back under the Constitution and everything. Now, in the Constitution, it is written that there are 13 colonies, okay? This was the estate. The estate was fractured back then. It's been fractured since then. So what does that mean? When it's fractured, the Constitution no longer applies. When Abraham Lincoln got murdered, that was the murder of our last president. Therefore, the Constitution, any of that, none of those laws applied anymore, okay? Because the estate was fractured, which involved the 13 colonies. So, I mean, there's a lot more going on that meets the eye, but I'm just kind of giving you a background of what the birth certificate really is. You know, when you look at that, when you look at your vehicle registration, when you register, what is registration? Again, you're registering over to the state, okay? So the way that we handle things, the way that we handle these entities, knowing what happened, knowing what wrongfully happened, we grow up a little bit. And by growing up, we tend to say, you know what, we don't want to fight. We're not at war with any of you. Whatever happened back then, that was back then. And we're here, we're waking up now to who we really are. We're becoming more conscious. We're becoming more responsible to take full responsibility of our own person. And therefore, we become secure creditors that are able to take that corporate name and move it the way that we want to move it now. We take it from their hands back into our hands to move it the way we want to move it, you see. That's what a secure creditor is. It isn't saying, oh, give up your driver's license, oh, give up this and that, and live on the farm, and you know what I mean, live out of commerce. No, we are living within the commerce, which is fine, as long as you are the one who has the upper hand. You have the power of attorney general over that strongman name or the government franchise name. We don't like to use strongman name, okay? So that's what we do. And with that, every time we get a letter in the mail or a debt or a lawsuit or whatever, we just beautifully accept it with a smile, and we send it off to the private corporations such as the IRS or local treasuries. We send it off to them because they know exactly what needs to be done. We don't ever send it back to the public because the public are your courts, your judges, your creditors, you know, third-party creditors. And that's another thing. I get a lot of clients asking me, how do I deal with these creditors? What do I do? So easy, so simple. You got to remember, these people these entities are calling you for money, yet they have no paperwork to prove that they're even operating as a for-profit corporation, meaning, okay, yeah, they say that they're a for-profit corporation, but they don't have their paperwork as far as having a tax registration certificate. They don't pay their taxes. They cannot provide proof that this is a real debt that is against you, original contract, and you need to ask them something too. You need to ask these third-party creditors, if I don't pay you, will that mean that your business will go under? You need to ask them that. Ask the court that. If I don't pay you, will your business go under? Of course it won't, because they're terrorists, okay? They are operating as terrorists that took over the United States of America, okay? There's a lot of things going on back then, but that was one of the things that have happened, and especially has happened all over the world, and not just the United States. So it's very good to educate yourself to know exactly the power of what your birth certificate is, and who you are, why you're finding out that the government has the right and authority to tell you what to do and how to do it with your kids, that your kids need to go to school. If they don't go to school, you go to jail or they go to jail. Wait a second. Since when does authority come and tell you what to do and how to do it? Like your parents. Something isn't right, and you need to be the adult enough to ask those questions. Why am I being ruled over by these beings, these entities who look just like us? They're human being like us, and they're telling us what to do. All they have is a badge. And they're telling you how to act. And it all begins from school. When you put your children into public school system, this is where the brainwashing begins. It gets started from then, where the kids have to listen to authority. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Already brainwashed. I mean, one thing is to listen to you, as parents. They have to respect you, of course. But it's even worse in the public system, because now they got to respect other authorities and strangers they never even knew before. So that gets them ready for the brainwashing. So this has been going on for many, many years. This has been going on for a long time. So when a cop pulls us over, right away, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I mean, heck, I was in the Army back then. I was in the Army back in 2002. So I'm very full aware of being broken down and getting built back up again. And everything was yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. It was like constantly abiding by their rules like a slave. That's why my kids are no longer in school. They're non-schooled. Anytime they want to learn something, they want to learn web design, they want to learn multiplication, get on Google. Not a problem. Piece of cake. They know how to read very well, and they know how to write very well. They will not go to public school because of that. And when you put your kids in public school, what are you doing? You have just enrolled and registered them into the public school, so that way they can take your children from you, your property, which is also property of the state, by the way. That is why it's so important to put your children on your UCC-1 as your collateral. Even trademark their names on a federal level. Look it up. Trademark their names. Trademark your name. Put it on a UCC-1 as well. That's one step to protect your children, but you want to do it before the thing happens, okay? You don't want to wait till the last minute when your kids were taken from you. And this is why I'm educating you, because me as a parent, I find it is so important that parents need to spend time with their children instead of slaving themselves as laborers for the corporation, that you'll never move up. You'll never move on top. Never. As a debtor status. You want to move up as a secure creditor status where you're operating on the private side to cancel all their debts, because we have the power to forgive their debts. Why? We're also because we're also from the Almighty Source. We have the power to do it. We have the power to create our own reality as well. So just wanted to share this with you all, what we're about, and we can help you gain back that power, gain back your estate, and be able to wipe out all charges that are against you. The Inquisition, that's against us all. Okay? So please check out my website, www.securecreditor.com, for more information. We're now having a Halloween offer now, a Halloween special, where you can actually get the pack.
Yes, good afternoon. We're going to talk today about the certificate of life birth and how it applies to your state of affairs. Now, some people have asked me, what makes my birth certificate a bond? Well, the government creates a contract with you, even without your knowledge, your consent, and your permission. The day you're born, your parents have to get the birth certificate. Once you've got the birth certificate, as you grow up, you will need to get a driver license, you will need to get a marriage license, you will need to get a dog license, you will need to get a license for everything. To go into business, you need to get a social security number, an identity card, a passport. See how the government gets you into their web. Now, most birth certificates in most countries, in fact in all countries, are used as bonds. That's human capital. You see, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, these are the 4 pillars of any economy. And labor is one of the most important functions. Land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Now, I found a way where we could learn how to use your birth certificate. We've started a program called Knowledge Village through the Native American Law and Justice Center. We represent the Guale, the Yamasee, the Shoshone, the Comanche, the Seminole, the Creek, the Sianu, Washita Nations. We are part of the 1835 Treaty of Camp Holmes, codified as 4 statutes at large, 474. Now there is this stupid thing in America where they ask, are you federally recognized? Well, federal recognition is irrelevant, immaterial. Because if you have a treaty with the United States government, that's all that's required for you to be identified, for you to be acknowledged, for you to be validated, for you to be known, for you to be recognized, revered, regarded, and respected as a Native American tribe or a Native American. So this garbage about federally recognized Indian Tribe List Act is nothing but a political ploy. Don't fall for it, all right? Now, we are recognized, validated, acknowledged, all the rest of it because we've had a treaty. And under Article 6, Section 2 of the Federal Constitution, United States Constitution, treaties are part of the supreme law of the land. I don't care what any state judge, federal judge, any lawyer or attorney or legal scholar or law professor says. A treaty is a document, a compact, an agreement signed between two sovereigns. In this particular instance, it is the United States government and the Native American tribes. Right? Now, we are not saying that to participate in the birth certificate program, you need to become a tribal member. We encourage you to become a tribal member.
Okay, so this is my process.
Begging for y'all not to kill him after all the shit he called you.
I gotta keep filming because this thing keeps on screwing with me. I'm gonna start from right here. Just kind of like do a quick pass by and show everyone what's going on here. Terminal service, investigations. Fresno. Timothy Geithner, Department of Treasury. There's technical support. This is the vendor at Estrada Recovery Services. Bill Lockers, my treasurer. I appointed him as fiduciary yesterday, a few days ago. General Revenue Service in Ogden, Cincinnati office, and Kansas. I heard this is a really good one to send it to. Thanks, Josh. Just doing real cool work too, dude. Here's the notice of tender that I have. I'm going to try to go over this as quickly as I can. I'm going to bore to death everyone, but this is what my deal is. I wrote everything by hand. Everything you see here in blue and red ink is all by hand. Put 2 stamps on every one of the instruments. Okay. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. Notice of tender for set off, March 20th, 2012, and I put my postmaster address on here. Attention. If for any reason you do not understand any of these statements or warnings, it is incumbent upon you to summon a superior officer, special prosecutor, federal judge, or any other competent legal counsel who will immediately explain the significance of this presentment as per your duties, obligations, and respect to this private public securities instrument. Keep it real, short, sweet, easy to understand. Whereas on March 20, 2012, March 2012, original instruments in the form of a money order were set off here after tender for the set off of Estrada Recovery Services Incorporated. Here after account. Work presented as follows to IRS Technical Support Division, care of UCC Contact Trust. Can I submit it here? I put the address and I put the pictures. I was able to have doctors at the surgery and I was supposed to set up that. So I'm using that. So let's like show you how I do that. So this one says C. This is going to Revenue Service on board fields. It's going to C. So let's select C. This would be General Revenue Service, UCC Contract Trust. General Revenue Service, UCC Contract Trust B. It's good. So we get that there as fine. This is C.
This is Freeman 317. Today is July 5th, 2012. I'll make this video as quick as possible. You're going to ask me a question that I'll explain in this video. Self-explanatory. And my questions, that people ask me questions about something I already mentioned in the video. If you ask me a question that I answered in the video, I will not respond because evidently you weren't paying attention to the video. And if I didn't answer that question and I have an answer or my opinion, I'll be willing to share that with you. At least listen to the that they closed the checking account there as well. A friend of mine, done this off of the Wells Fargo account. I've also been told Wells Fargo is one of the best ones to discharge its debt to close the account. But nonetheless, let me show you this proof. It was done in 23 days. It was done in less than 23 days. I'll get to that. Mark that out as personal information. But it was his account number, it was his social security number, and it was for his name. Okay. The date was June 13, 2012. It was paid to the United States Treasury. And the amount of $41,000 was 40,000 and some change. Okay, so we know about 41,000. Late, in case extra late fees, penalties, and stuff occurred before it reached for $1,000 and no cents. Adjustment, set off, and discharge. We signed it. You did the sign. You did the sign. You did the sign. I am noticing that he forgot to sign the check. He signed the back of it, and I forgot to sign it. Maybe, I'll get to that. I just thought about something. Hold up. Okay, so he didn't sign the front, he just signed the back. This is the front. This is a closed account check. This account is not open. They took a stamp that received Internal Revenue Service WNI field system. And then that was in June 13, 2012. Proof of delivery only. This is not official receipt. Okay, now he done that on June 13, 2012. Now, mind you, he did not send this in. He went directly to the IRS here and personally delivered this to me. Okay? And they gave him a copy and stamped it. Now, that was on June 13, 2012. On June 21st, 2012, he went back down to check the status of the discharge of the debt regarding this closed account check. Okay, he done that on the 21st, which is 8 days later. He went down there to see if the account was settled, and they told him it was. 8 days later, they verified that the account was settled and it was discharged. Okay, here is the back of the check. It says not for deposit, for discharge, adjustment, and set off, and then he signed it. Okay, that's all it is. And here's the stamp of it. They copied the front and back of the check. We stamped it. And then Internal Revenue Service, WNI field assistance. And then after some proof of delivery only, this is not an official receipt. Number 13, 2012. Now, let's see what's going on. So it was issued on the 19th. He took it down there personally to discharge the debt on June 13, 2012. On June 21st, 2012, he went back down there to check the status of the account was made. And they told him that the debt has been settled, and he doesn't owe it. Okay? Now, on June, right here, on June 29th, 2012, they issued this check. U.S. Treasury issued this check to me. Okay? On June 29th, 2012, which was 23 days after he initially took the check down to the IRS personally to discharge the debt. 23 days later, he was given a refund of $24.45. He was given a refund because he made a check out for overpayment. We cannot cash it. Okay? That's plain and simple. You cannot profit off of it. So either don't cash it, he's not to cash it, or he's just send it back. But here is the proof. 6/29/2012. That he was issued a refund check on this account. This is a debt to the IRS. Now, something else I noticed in this refund check, I believe this number right here is actually his account with the U.S. Treasury. $685,373,298. I said again, $685,372,298. There it is, comma, dot, go over there to the okay? Why is this amount on this check from the U.S. Treasury? He accessed his account by discharging the debt through a closed account, which is every account goes back to the U.S. Treasury account, your business, okay? So by him accessing that account,
I ain't closing the account, man.
and then issuing a refund check to his account, okay?
Closing the account,
he's showing $683,372,298 in his account. Now, his may be higher than a lot of others because he's into the service. He's worked all his life, so that may have something to do with it. But I am seeing $685,372,298 out of this account. Like I said, this was the refund. 23 days after the initial discharge of the debt. Okay? I don't know what else to say. Here's proof. The closed accounts, checks, no. Okay? Here, man, this one we go to proof of the quarter. Statement of mutual demands in the nature of debt and credit between parties arising out of contracts or some additional relationship. White will versus will. Blakely versus Visco. Portsmouth versus Donaldson. A statement in writing of the debt is the debt and credit or a receipt and a list of items of the debt and credit with respective dates. Greensill Glass Factory versus Reed. The word is sometimes used to denote the balance or the right of action for the balance. Appearing due upon a statement of dealing as where one speaks of an assignment of an account
distinction between an account and a mere balance of an account. Resembling the distinction is logic between the premises of an argument and the conclusions drawn therefrom. A balance is but the conclusion or result of the debt and credit side of the account. Debt and credit side. There are two sides of these accounts are the public and private side. I believe that the debit is the public, the credit is the private. Okay? It implies mutual dealings on the existence of debt and credit. Debt and credit. Debtor, creditor. Yep. Without which debt or credit, without which there could be no balance. Williams versus Allen. Closed account. An account to which no further additions can be made on either side. So you can't add credit to it. You can't take credit from it when it's closed. Pay attention. An account to which no further additions can be made on either side, public or private side. You can't add anything to it and you can't take anything from it. An account to which no further additions can be made on either side, but which remains still open for adjustment and set-off, which distinguishes it from an account stated. Bass versus Bass. I have a question.
Wow.
If this is your account, it has been closed, okay?
Wow.
And it says a closed account is an account to which no further additions can be made on either side, which will be the public or private side, but which remains open. How is it open if this is closed account?
How the fuck is open if it's closed?
Which remains still open for adjustment and set-off.
That means that they can adjust it and set it off.
This is actually your account. The account is closed,
but they can adjust and set off.
Remain open for adjustment and set off. I have two questions for you.
Who adjustment and set off?
Adjustment and set off of what is to remain open for adjustment and set off of what?
Of what to who?
Number one. And number two, if it's your account, who's the one that has the right to adjust and set off this account? You answer these questions for me since you know so damn much. Okay? Some of you have a problem understanding this because you will not do your research. And I'll ask you again. For those of you who have no clue what a closed account is, a closed account is not closed.
It's not closed.
A closed account is an account that you cannot make any credits or debits from it, but it is to remain open for set off and discharge.
Wow.
I will ask you one more time. Adjustment and set off of what?
And by who?
And if it's your account, who is the one that can adjust and set off this account? Who is the only one that can lawfully adjust and set off this account? Freeman 317 signing out.
Did you know that the Tom Richards indicates women will be actress?
This is Freeman 317, 11/2012. I was just emailed a audio some other guys talking about talking about basically there's my account, they was talking about the money. It wasn't anything else, but there was just a misunderstanding, so I want to make this clear. The only reason this check went through, the only reason these things were put on the check is because of me. Okay? Why did I help? Really know very much except for what I told you so. Okay? So, it's just not my account. And that's why I was talking about it was because it was not my account. But
It ain't about I, man. It ain't about me, man. It's about I, me, and me being
upside down as right side up, W-E as in we, all as one fucking conscious thinking people. These rich sons of bitches been treating us like shit for a long time. It's time to lay up there and gain our place in society as the motherfucking people that make the world go fucking round, man. This is some bullshit.
This is Social Security, but of course I had to write it up. But basically what I want to say is this was done for my way. Now, I understand not what everybody else is saying, okay? Everything on the check, I wrote, okay? Everything on here, because I know it's lawful. But what I just want to make clear that you're not thinking I found somebody else's account to put some information out because somebody told me. No, I personally was involved in this, okay? I know it's lawful, so that's why I'm not worried about it. This is not his Social Security number. I know it's Social Security number. Yeah, give it to me in order to do paperwork I got for him in order for me to write the checks. Only thing he did was sign it and took it down. Okay, let's make that clear. So anybody want to know what happened, how it was done, things like that, you can ask me because I know I'm there. This is not my account. It's my buddy's account. Okay?
Why you do your account?
This is Freeman 317. Today is August 10th, 2012, and I believe this video will be titled Update on $41,000 IRS debt something. This is an update. This is because there's been quite a few comments made to on my YouTube channel in regards to the account. Basically saying, has it bounced back? Are they still honoring it? Did they come pick him up? You waited, you are celebrating too early. It's gonna bounce back. It's not discharged. I mean, every excuse in the book, with the except. This is Freeman 317. Today is September 23rd, 2012. And I've been missing in action for a while, for about a couple of weeks probably. It's been a lot going on. Been having problems with my computer and internet service and whatever. So I don't know when this is going to get loaded, but I didn't figure it out. But I need to get a few more videos out there, some evidence, so I'm going to go ahead and do them. That way they'll be on my computer. So today is September 23rd, and I'm not for sure if I'll end up being able to get it on today or not. But this is the day of recording. And I have a lot to bring, information to bring to you because there's some problems, some things that happened to a friend of mine. You know, I'll get into that. I don't want to start the conversation here about another video. I just have to put the documentation together, things together that I want to share and explain it to you. And we'll go from there. But this is in regards to your mortgage being paid.
Are you real?
I'm a witness today. I'm a witness, okay? Okay, what I'm saying is he is present. And he's chosen not to step up there. He's asking not for a appointed lawyer, doesn't need an attorney, okay? So I'm just a witness that he is present here, okay? And I will repeat that when the court reporter begins. Thank you.
So you're acting in effect
I'm not acting. I'm a witness. Just an American national. I'm just a witness. Thank you.
Get up here in this seat right now. The word recorder has to be established.
Yes.
Well, okay, do it now.
Hey, yo, we'll be in jail. We'll do some shit like that. He ain't listening to the judge. If we would live there and told that judge.
All right, this is State versus Henry C. Eldon Jr. Mr. Eldon, I need you to have a seat as a defendant's statement.
For the record, I'm
Shut
a
up.
witness.
Sit down.
This is Pat
Now,
Eldon.
you sit down. And not
Talk to him like he ain't no fucking kid.
Pat Eldon.
Thank you. No.
Wow.
You may have a seat right there.
Wow.
You may have a seat right there. Place it in his seat, please.
Well, you can't place nobody in their seat.
Just sit here. I think it's going to make everything and make the proceedings a lot easier. If you want to be heard in court today, you need to have a seat here, okay?
Anyone may call me Clem. Anyone may call me Clem. And I offer to the court a birth certificate of the name that they call it. I'm also offering a reservation of rights long ago filed. I
Have a seat and we'll proceed. Sit. No, you don't. Sit.
Hold on, you don't get to tell nobody how to treat nobody like no kid.
It's for the court reporter to review and then to give to the magistrate. What is your name?
I am Magistrate Harshbarger. Please have a seat. You've already
Fuck
been before me once. Have a seat.
I wouldn't sit down.
Sit.
treating him like a motherfucking kid.
I'm trying to figure out how to regain the deposit money which was put to the court, $2,500. I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Well, we have to have a hearing. You have to comply with all these vows you have to comply. You need to have a seat now. You are going to be held in contempt. There are 3 criminal contempts. You wish to place more money with the court. Be my guest. Have a seat and we'll proceed. This is a pre-trial hearing. You may make up your mind what you wish to do. We have an attorney here for you.
Wow.
You may discuss things that you feel you need. Okay? And he's about ready to give you some instructions about court behavior. Okay? Have a seat. Have a seat. You are.
I'll tell him straight up, I don't want to sit down.
One. Have a seat. You are disrupting the court.
May I say? Because it just, everybody gets an opportunity. Steve's going to get a chance, and you're going to get a chance. Everybody gets a chance. Why does he have to sit?
Nah. Why he can't stand? Why he can't stand?
And when you talk to the defendant, yes, sir, this is the defendant's seat. Okay.
See, the same type of bullshit that I'm going through dealing with Walmart not even showing up to court, and then I show up to court an hour and 30 minutes early, but show up in the courtroom late and we're put in jail for it. This ain't nothing but a big fucking scam we living in, people.
Who are you? I'm a deputy sheriff. M.A. Dolan. And have you a badge number? I have 97. And do you have a warrant? Signed warrant? I have a warrant. I just made a word by the judge that he wants me to take you into custody.
Who is he? Who is he? Who is he?
Last warning. Get in the seat and move to the seat.
There seems to be meaning to what he's doing. Here is a witness to this one.
I realize that Mr. Oden doesn't want a lawyer, but I would ask, in an effort to move this process forward, since it is a mere pretrial and generally less formal than an actual hearing like a trial, that Mr. Eldon be allowed to present his information from the seat back here as opposed to sitting at
so disrupt the entire.
Well, I mean,
oh, fuck you, Judge. That bullshit. Y'all think y'all, y'all all God. Y'all ain't the loving creator of all that's been created and will be created. Y'all just the bullshit people that they put in the front to be the motherfucking judge and some bullshit.
I understand that, and I'm not going to argue about that, John. But I would ask that in order to move the process forward, that he be permitted to remain where he is, and that he will speak and get his opportunity to speak from where he is, as opposed to...
I don't trust a fucking doctor, lawyer, judge, none of them sons of bitches. All them bitches sign oaths to fuck over the people.
You have been taught at 13M, 85-7 with a refusal. Have been charged with 13M 81, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24, 6 counts of fraudulent service of indebtedness. You have been charged with, again, 79, 66, 67, 68, and 65 fraudulent official proceedings. and who's been charged with 13M 8561 through 66, fraudulent service of indebtedness. Okay, total of how many? 12 to 13 counts. How do you plead?
Do I have standing to speak?
How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
I'm here by special appearance.
Guilty
There
or
are
not
issues to
guilty?
resolve, which have not been discussed yet. I would like to see your oath of office. I'd like to see your letter accepting and acknowledging your office. And I would like to see the same for the prosecuting attorney.
Nah.
And know the names of everybody in this room.
Nah.
I need that before I understand what's going on, sir.
Thank you all. I'm not offering a plea. I'll offer Mr. Ellen.
I wish there was somebody from a community laying there putting some more bullshit on my channel. Let me tell you what your word is for the day. I love you. I love you more than you love you, or I wouldn't be telling you the truth every day that I live here. You so stuck on stupid, you could never be straight because of the bullshit you was taught to be here. Ask yourself the question. Why is it your birthday when you was just born? Ask yourself the question. Who is in between you loving you? If you got to think about that, you don't know. And if you put God and Jesus there, that's because you was taught to. You was taught to be stupid. We always taught to be stupid. But it's time to let go of the stupidity that we've been taught. I'm not stupid no more. I know that this big motherfucking game to these motherfuckers.
Anything about your own office, your authority, your position, your acknowledgement letter, your oath of office, you're not going to do any of that. So how do I know you who you say you are? I don't know that. I don't know who any of these people are.
All right. There's people here, y'all did February 19th at 10 a.m.
I don't accept that.
Okay. I don't care whether you accept it or not.
I did not.
See how y'all, we allow these motherfuckers to lay up there and incorporate us as fucking property. You was just born here, empty glass, waiting for some truth. And your mom and your dad gave you up not knowing they was doing what they do. They gave you up to the United States of America Corporation as product. She gave you her birthday. You ain't do shit to deserve a fucking birthday. Your mama gave you her birthday as just that, a constellation prize for you, because you wasn't born to you. You was born to the United States of America as product. So the lies do nothing but continue. Because the truth is just that, the truth in this bullshit. We are taught to believe in bullshit. I ask you the question, why do you believe in what you believe if you don't understand, understand to get what you believe in? Why do you have just faith in the bullshit that you believe in? Because I tell you what the truth is within you to know some shit. Because your belief system was set up for you to be a fucking kid. Now that you're not a kid no more, you're a full-grown motherfucking adult, it's time to start thinking like a full-grown motherfucking adult and take responsibility of the bullshit that you do and not be able to blame it on some devil or some God and some bullshit. Because when you lay up there and you say, oh, God did this for me, He did that for me, our Father who art in heaven, ask yourself the question, why when you come out of the Creator, you get on your knees and say our Father to a man being in the motherfucking sky? Because you was taught to be stupid. We was all taught to be stupid. I'm talking from the Creator of all that's been created and will be created. I'm talking from the first two loving people, a man and a woman and a man. The creator is neither man nor woman, black nor white. So you ask your fucking self, why did they give the creator the sexes of a fucking man? When we all know all the compassion and love comes out of a woman in the form of a baby. I talk to your hearts. I don't talk to your ass no more, because your ass is full of shit. And that's the shit that we've been taught to believe in some bullshit. But it is what it is. Some of y'all just stuck on stupid and don't want to be straight, because y'all know that straight gonna show that y'all been stupid for a long time, and you just don't want to see yourself in the mirror looking like that. But I say from the creator of all of us, when it comes down to the truth, sometimes the truth hurts. No pain, no gain. You gotta let the lies go.
Please note that the judge has abandoned the court. He's abandoned the ship. Now has decided in this room, clear, claim authority, case dismissed, with pause and prejudice. That's what they say.
That boy just stated his case and rolled out. And ain't nobody put him in jail or nothing.
I'll start making my way down to
Oh, I need my first one. I need to grab the real slow. Okay, that's the original. Yes. Actually, leave it there. Leave it there. Don't put it back in the mail. Next. Leave back the mail.
Come down to this bullshit. It is what it is, people. We are stupid fucking sheeple. To a certain amount of motherfuckers that's coddling us around like cattle to the fucking slaughter. And it is what it is. The truth is just that, the truth. Why do we even bother with all the lies? It's time to start telling the truth, people. It's time to put that bullshit aside and live like real fucking people and not like sheeple. I'm just saying, the truth is the truth. I love you more than you love you simply because you don't know the truth and I don't. I tell you the truth so you know the truth for yourself and it'll power you. But you gonna believe what the fuck you want. It hurts me to my heart to know that we've been lied to, and a lot of us just holding on to the lie with faith. A lot of us just holding on to the lie because you believe in the lie. Ask yourself the question, if the shit don't make sense, you can't make shit out of it. So what the fuck do you have faith in believing in the shit for? Because in order for something to make something, it gotta make sense first. So if a person can't give you something that you don't understand and explain it to the point where it's articulated to you to understand, because once it's explained to you to understand, to overstand, to understand, to get it, then you can make something out of it. But if it's some bullshit that you're supposed to believe in, you ain't no motherfucking kid to be doubting some shit and believing in some shit. You would believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the motherfucking Tooth Fairy. Ask yourself the question, why was that shit created? It's a whole bunch of bullshit, people. And we are the people that make the world go round. Why are we allowing a certain amount of people to put us in the ground? And especially to know now that we got accounts in our names that's been put in our names at the date of birth when we was born here. When I explained to you that it's not your fucking birthday, it's your mama fucking birthday, and you didn't do shit to deserve a motherfucking day, you're right. And they know that. That's why you are product of the United States of America. It's some bullshit, people. But we gotta stop being the fucking sheep. We gotta start being the people that make the world go round. We gotta pick up the vibration, people. We got to love ourselves more, to care more for people we don't know. I love you more than you love you because whoever will. Unconditional love is the creator of all that's been created and will be created. Because the love unconditional that the creator has for all creation never stops. It always goes until you stop it with hate. In order to stop the love, you got to start the hate. I don't hate nothing. My heart is too light for me to hate. Because I know the truth. That's why I could never hate. Dislike a lot of things? Yes. But hate? Never again. Because I ain't been blessed. I've been showed the truth through giving up on life. To know now, that is something that you're not supposed to be afraid of. That is something that you're supposed to embrace because it's part of you. It's all about living life and not fearing death. Because that is fear, false evidence appearing real. Pinch yourself, you can feel that that's real. And the creator which is in you to make you a creator too is real. But this God and this Jesus outside you is bullshit. For you to believe in anything greater than what's inside of you, you are taught to be the stupid person that you are taught to be. I just want you to know, it ain't about me no more. It ain't about you. It's about what the truth is in you to come out of you. Because I know now, me is upside down. Right side up is W-E, meaning we all as one conscious thinking people living here all together as that conscious thinking people, a part of one divine creator, which is in each and every one of us individually, as it being all one, love unconditionally, the feeling that you stand on alone with until you come together with the opposite sex attract, and you come together in the creator's original name, love. Not this bullshit that man changed it into God. Look how many different gods that they created when they labeled the creator as God. When the creator stands alone, second to no fucking God. Because the creator ain't no God. The creator is the creator of the fucking men that created all the different gods and all the different fucking religions to fuck the fucking people up and what the fuck they believe in. This is bullshit, people. Wake the fuck up out this fucking illusion. My doctor taking my medication away from me because I ask fucking questions about all the bullshit that they've been giving to me. Now, I ask questions about it. He takes away the medication that's helping me get over all this bullshit as meaning I got an easy stand machine. You can see it? That's an easy stand. I get into it. It cranks me up once I sit down on the seat. It cranks me up to the stand-up position. I move those arms up there, it moves my legs. I haven't been on my motherfucking machine since the doctor took my motherfucking medication away from me. It's some fucking bullshit, people, all because of me asking questions about the side effects on different fucking medications. And who would want a different medication if the medication and the side effects of the medication that they've been on is alright with them? Nobody would want some fucking new medication. But the doctors get paid for pushing that shit. So I can say this for a fact. My doctor is a legal drug dealer. My doctor is a legal drug dealer because he putting all these drugs on people. I just watched a documentary that showed people went straight from fucking pharmaceutical drugs to straight fucking drugs. And you mean to tell me that marijuana is still a stage 1 drug to lead you to some other drugs? Fuck you. Cigarettes. On the back of the fucking pack, they say second-hand smoke kills. You can buy that shit. Alcohol. You can buy that shit. It is what it is, people. We are stupid fucking sheeple. And I can't just say you. Because you are me. And I am you. We all one. They do. Only thing that's smart in us is our heart. Because it do what it's supposed to do. It pumps the blood. It don't suffer. I'm Mr. Glasses. The truth is the truth. Period. Fuck all the bullshit. 48. Forever. Bitches. That was just me tripping out. I love y'all.